Okay. So the Living Caregiver project that I'm working on is a comic book called Kwentong Bayan, Labor of Love. And what we're trying to do is document the lives of Filipino living caregivers, but in a more positive way. So we're talking about how they're resisting the exploitative structure of the LCP, and also how they create community while all of this struggles are going on. And so that's what we're trying to do, and we're in collaboration with living caregivers, so we work closely with them, asking their stories, and I'm illustrating the comic book, and my friend and my collaborator, Althea Balmes, is...
So are you trying to call attention to the problems of the caregivers?
We're also, we're doing that, but also we're putting a positive spin to it and kind of like show how these women are resistant and how they're really strong despite all of the hardship. So in the comic book we'll talk about how the LCP is.
So who's doing the comic book?
I'm illustrating it.
Okay.
And then Joe is writing it. So we're the artists behind it, but we think that this is a community-based project, so we encourage a lot of people's feedback, and we're trying to collaborate with other living caregivers, Filipinas who are no longer under that, and also academics, and kind of just bring it back to the community.
Okay.
So we want to put a more positive spin to it, because the way that we're seeing it, the way that it's being documented currently through academic work and through the media is they emphasize a lot on the victimization of the women and also the hardships. So it's important to talk about that, but I feel like the positive spin to it, for instance, how they're resisting to it and how they're creating a community and a network for support is not being documented. It's important.
So what kind of positive spin is that?
So like I mentioned, right? Like they've created a community in their advocacy work. The women that we're working with is called a Caregiver Connection Education and Social Organization. Oh, well, says so. So their board members used to be under the living caregiver, but they're still continuing on with their advocacy and trying to help with other women, despite the fact that they're no longer under it. So you kind of see how other women are helping each other, and especially the ones that are coming.
So you're doing this with another person? Mm-hmm. My question now is, do you have any personal connection with caregivers, or some personal experiences with them?
Not directly. Like my family came here through the immigration, whatever. But I have friends whose family came here through the LCP, and through this comic book I've also made friends with caregivers, or who used to be caregivers. So my connection is pretty recent, but it's important because a lot of Filipinos came here through that, and there's kind of like a shame or stigma when you talk about LCP and how you got here. So that's why I think it's important to talk about.
So you're trying to change that stigma that's attached to caregivers.
Yeah, so we're trying to remove that stigma, erase that stereotype of the Filipino working woman, and kind of just see women as very complex, and not just as a worker but other things.
Okay.